I have a book. I've had this book for 30 years or more. And whenever I hear a quotation that I think is worthwhile, I write it down. So I've collected them. I think my book is about a little over half full. And last night I heard this one. Frivolity is civilization's refusal to suffer. It was spoken by Bert Lahr's son. If you don't know who Bert Lahr was, he was the vaudevillian and the actor who played the Cowardly Lion in the classic 1939 Wizard of Oz. Frivolity is civilization's refusal to suffer. The LA County Museum of Art in the 1990s, they had a traveling exhibit came and was installed for a month or so of the paintings of Vincent van Gogh. Apologies to the Dutch. In America, we know him as Vincent van Gogh. In the gay community, we know him as Vincent van Gogh girl. Vincent van Gogh girl. You better hot girl. Frivolity is civilization's refusal to suffer. I don't know, when I was a kid, I hated Van Gogh's work. My apologies. As I went through the exhibit, marveling, and I had kind of fallen in love with his irises. That might have been the painting that was the turning point, was his irises. The deepness of the bluey purple of the flowers. And how they matched with that gorgeous sort of, on the blue side of green. And then I came upon a large canvas that was square, that had sort of gray and white gnarled branches against a sort of robin's egg pale blue background. The Russians call that color goluboy. And then on the branches were dozens of beautiful pink and white cherry blossoms. And the combination of the colors, the pink and light pink against this blue background, this resonant blue background, made them sort of come alive with delight. And then it was all sort of grounded and balanced by the gray in the branches and the exquisite shapes that they all made as they wound their way across the blue. I stared at it for 45 minutes, just stood looking at it. And I went into the kind of state, I put myself in the kind of state that I go into when I meditate. I was meditating on this painting, breathing and just my eyes open and just taking in and letting sensations happen inside of me. And by the end of it, I felt so refreshed and so uplifted, and my heart was singing. And it was that moment that I realized the purpose of beauty. I had jettisoned kindness, gratitude, and beauty in my teens and early 20s because I thought they were Pollyanna and maudlin, and I thought that they were pretentious in the meaning of a panacea of fraud that our society forced upon us. You must say thank you and please, always, 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 and like that. I mean, you do because it oils the wheels of society, but it was the kind of thing when I was growing up where, in the Vietnam War and Watergate was all gotten over on the public of, trust us, we're doing what's good for America. We all love America, America. And that kind of Pollyanna subscription to everyone's belief in optimistic understanding of our country and our society, when in fact they were villainous people who are leading our boys, usually poor and people of color, to slaughter in a country where we didn't have any business being there. It was a rich man's war for rich man's purposes. Imperialism. We shouldn't have been there. But they foisted it off on us using what they knew of everyone's subscription to these platitudes. And so the hippies, and then leading into the punks, and it was really the bitterness and the existential angst of us in the punk movement that were throwing it off, that were, we thought, revealing the lie. And so we jettisoned it. But I think, at least for me, the baby went out with the bathwater, because I couldn't say words like love and certainly not God and the concept of gratitude. I mean, I knew how to be polite to people because my friends were my friends and things like that, but just this concept of gratitude was maudlin. And I thought that I was looking for truth. And I was, but the baby went with the bathwater. It's, everything has two sides. And I had favored the the truthful, the cutting to the bone, but it also left me being cynical and snarky, and as one neighbor put it, spiky. And then I started my spiritual practice. I moved to Los Angeles and I started my spiritual practices. And I started to reacquaint with notions of gratitude and welcoming and kindness and love. It's not that I was unkind. It was that I had an attitude of suspicion and cynicism that I thought was cutting out the bullshit. You know what I mean? So it just left its sharp edge in the absence of the intentional kindness. So I was reintroduced to intentional kindness. Thank God. And the more I practice it, the more it has proven to be worth the practicing. It's its own reward. So that was my journey that brought me in front of this painting of Van Gogh's. And I realized at the end of my meditation on this painting, the purpose of beauty is to uplift our hearts and our minds. And in fact, the purpose of beauty is to open our hearts, to cause our hearts to resonate with beauty and good and contentment and happiness. All of the things that sweetness and beauty bring make your heart resonate on that frequency, if you will, with that feeling, with that vibe. And the purpose of beauty is to bring us there. We're in, for my lifetime, one of the most troubling times. Fascism has arisen from the zombie popped back out of its box. The vampire with the stake in the heart, somehow someone took the stake out, and now we've got Dracula back at our necks again. It's that point in the horror movie where everyone thinks the villain's dead, and then all of a sudden the monster pops back up, right? It's a long time, 80 years since World War II, but, Nazism is back, and it's not only in our country, it is our country. Scary, scary times. Especially if you're trans, or if you or your family have immigrated here, or you look like you might have immigrated here. Scary times with actual suffering. Well, we fight it, and strength and anger have their place, and this is a good place for those tools, because they make you fight strong, they make you fight dedicated. Good. You don't fight 24/7. You do need time to refresh. And sometimes, when you're refreshing, when you're off the fight, frivolity is our civilization, at this point in its history, refusal to suffer. You can pass these edicts, these executive orders, and tell them that's what everyone must now do, and we will resist. And one of the ways we will resist is by laughing at you and laughing at your evil and laughing at them. We will amuse ourselves with our arts. We will dress up like drag nuns with elephants hanging from their hats. And we will make lovely art, and we will make silly art, and we will behave in ways that you don't like, but that most people find pretty damn funny, or joyful, or celebratory. Everyone is saying this year, because we need to fight, that Pride was a riot. Pride was a march, not a parade. In 1969, Pride was a riot. There was no other choice. In 1970, Pride was a march in New York. And Pride was a parade in Los Angeles. The first gay pride, at the time it was called Gay Pride, the first gay pride, LGBT pride parade was in Los Angeles on Hollywood Boulevard. The first march was in New York. They were both right. Both are appropriate responses to oppression. You fight, you protest, you march, you stand up. You also laugh, you satirize, you unfold and explode your joy. Your confetti goes all over their faces, and what can they do? Making yourself laugh, making them laugh, making the public laugh is proof that they have not gotten one up on you. They've not put you down. A theater professor, Professor Gillett, formerly of NYU and SUNY Purchase, was talking to me once about this discovery of anthropologists who had studied laughter. And she said what they found was that laughter was a response that demonstrated to others that suffering, that bad thing, that tragedy, that accident, that whatever painful thing, didn't happen to me. I'm all right. That's the basis, the origin of laughter. In Indonesia still, in some places like Jakarta, people laugh at accidents. And they are not saying that they enjoy your misfortune, and they are not saying that your misfortune is funny. It's just a automatic physical reaction to an accident, to something bad happening. And I think it comes from this same place. Oh no, that's bad. I'm okay, it didn't happen to me. You think about it, you contemplate yourself. But when I have contemplated it, and I have for months, it seems to me that everything, from the joke about the little old lady slipping on a banana peel to why does a chicken cross the road, they all come down to that bad thing did not happen to me. And some jokes are, that was weird, but I'm okay. Because being in a weird situation can be disorienting. And so in a way, it amounts to the same sort of thing. I avoided that suffering of being confused. I'm okay. So we laugh to say that we are still okay. You think you've put us down and you haven't. And you can't. Because as long as there are us, and as long as we are laughing, we are free. Frivolity is civilization's refusal to suffer. So I, as a sister of perpetual indulgence, with my squeaky rubber chicken and my squeaky pig with polka dots, am telling you to laugh. Because I'm laughing. And I'm going to continue to be absurd. See you in the streets. Then hop!